it's all been talk up to this point. There are a couple of projects in process. I think we will be seeing that in the next year or two. I spoke earlier of RV places accepting tiny houses. I think that's a starting point for some of these communities, for somebody to buy an RV park and convert it to tiny house specific, only allow tiny houses in it, people of those thoughts. And I think that would be an easy way to start this type of community. There's a lot of interest in that community, but it hasn't happened yet. I know Jay Schaefer's been working on it. I know Steve from Tumbleweed is also working on that idea. But the nearest thing to it is up in Portland, where there's a tiny house motel community. I think we will be seeing them actually happening in the next year or two.
There's definitely a lot of interest. Teaching workshops going around the country at different locations, I see there's at least 1 or 2 people at every workshop that is totally excited about the tiny house community idea, and they talk about, you know, buying an old RV park or starting it on their own property, but unfortunately it must be rather difficult or perhaps quite expensive, or a combination, because to my knowledge no one has yet done it. A lot of interest, and it's only a matter of time at this point, but so far I don't think anyone's quite made the jump.
But, yeah, Deborah, Washington D.C. Boneyard Studios, there's probably 5 tiny houses there. They took a vacant lot that was zoned for, I think it was a graveyard. I think that's why they call it Boneyard Studios. And it wasn't wanted by anyone, so she or somebody bought it. Her name is Lee Pera. And they developed the tiny houses there. But again, it's the issue of full-time living. So they have it there, but I don't think they're supposed to be living there full-time. But it becomes a showroom for people who are interested in different types of tiny houses. So they have conferences and workshops for people to just see. So it's kind of the beginning of a community, but not. They're actually working, Lee Pera is working a lot on furthering the zoning and planning issues with DC so that it's becoming more legalized. That's one of my drive motivations within my county. One thing I'm really proud of is being able to work with the Planning Association of Ventura County. They're actually going to have a field trip of my tiny house June 14th. The American Planners Association in Ventura County are going to have 20 people come to my tiny house and discuss it about sustainability and show the tiny movie with what you're saying. So one of the, you can fit 20 people in my tiny house, yeah, with the door open easily. There's open.